Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here. I am back and ding dong, El Baghdadi's dead. Baghdadi's dead. Yes, he's dead. Again and again and again and again. So we're not even going to go over, Al Baghdadi's very questionable origin story. But what we are going to do is we're going to talk about how this isn't even the first time we've had one of these terrorist leaders die multiple times. Let's first look at the headlines everywhere. It's all over the place, and the White House is there. Trump saying it's bigger than the bin Laden kill, which also is extremely questionable, right? And if you look at Ayman al-Zawahiri next to bin Laden, he's right here. Okay, let's make sure we get a little look at him right here. He's still around. He's kind of this quintessential boogeyman that they keep around all the time. But I want to point out before we get into this latest death that this in March, right? So roughly, 7 months ago or so, U.S. is boltering up the bounty on him. And notice that Ayman al-Zawahiri, again, the Al-Qaeda leader, okay, he's on the top list of terrorists. That was bin Laden's right-hand guy. We still don't have him. You don't see him in the media much. Every once in a while, they pop him up. It's kind of like this running joke almost. All right? Now, I want to point out that in 2017, this is Time Magazine, ISIS leader Baghdadi really is dead this time, Syrian rights group says. So how many times are we going to kill this guy? Okay, now this was Russia. Russia had taken basically once Russia gets involved with Syria, ISIS is on the run everywhere. They only have small strongholds, and then there's some battles between actually Russian mercenaries who were killed by U.S. troops. A lot of shady things going on there when Al-Qaeda ends up being, Al-Nusra ends up being your ally. Okay? Reports of the death of Islamic State leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi have until now turned out to be greatly exaggerated. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But a new claim by a prominent Syrian human rights group has analysts wondering if the world's most wanted jihadist might finally be gone. The UK-based Syrian Observatory for Human Rights said in a statement that 3 ISIS leaders told the group's activists that Baghdadi was dead, but did not specify how he died. According to the officials, Baghdadi had been located in Syria's Deir Zor province, near the border with Iraq. The statement added, the group identified one of the sources as a member of ISIS top ranks, while 2 others were from the second tier of leadership. Okay, so now this is where they admit that it has been reported, but no discernible evidence numerous times in recent years. And that's right. See, when Russia said they killed him, remember, this is in 2017, that was for at least the 4th time. So now we're riding 5, baby. And this is supposed to be the big deal. And remember, ISIS suddenly makes this resurgence, right? Makes this resurgence. I want to talk about this as well. As soon as Trump is ready to leave Syria, all the pundits predict it, and less than 24 hours after 26 or so of our troops leave that border and the rest start to decline and Turkey comes in, less than 24 hours later we have ISIS prisoners running out. No video of Jeffrey Epstein's cell block, no video of Jeffrey Epstein, but we have that, and it's worldwide. And it's accompanied by Kentucky gun range footage the next day that they try to pass off as the Kurds being slaughtered. Think about this. I mean, how do we trust anything these people say? Anything at all. And at that point, I said, well, they're running loose. Get ready for the beheading videos to begin again. And right on cue, all of a sudden on TikTok, your small child's favorite app, the new hip thing, there's beheading videos showing up. We covered that earlier in the week. So, I'm going to point out that Iran has stated, not a big deal. It's killed its own creature. Again, if he's dead. And I want to point this out because we're going to go into a global research article. But this one, has been discredited. So I always like to be honest. I haven't seen any evidence to back this up, and it has this editor's note. I'd read it years ago. But, it's about the hornet's nest. We're not going to get into it. But remember, we can be subjugated to disinformation as well. So, if I've misstated in the past that there was evidence that al-Baghdadi was also involved with the Mossad, I was incorrect. And if someone has that actual evidence, I would, of course, love to look at it. But what we do know, okay, is that McCain has had to deny that he indeed posed with al-Baghdadi. Remember, killed the 5th time now. We saw a bomb go in. Boom, missile, boom, we got him. He died like a dog, apparently. That's what Trumsky and Hutch said. All right, so here he is right there. All right. Now, what they like to have you forget is that the video we're going to show you in a moment, and it's in the background of the thumbnail, was supposedly from a McCain staffer. And McCain did indeed go to Syria. And the evidence that those photos with al-Baghdadi are real is overwhelming. And it's from a Global Research op-ed with sources and of those photos. But I wanted to get out of the way one of their bad articles first. But this isn't even them, okay? This was reported only really in the foreign media, and we'll show you this video in a moment. And supposedly, the video... Oh, come on. You're killing me here. Where is it? Okay. This one, I think this is it right here. Yes, here it is. It's right here. Now, come on. Sometimes we do it live, and I forget that I refresh, and this is what happens. Now, this has never been authenticated, but I want to point this out. McCain himself did respond to it before he died on Twitter. First, they doctored pics and said, I met with ISIS. Now, Russian internet trolls say I staged ISIS executions. Now, I'm not saying he staged this, but Lord knows if he and a staffer were on set for something like this. What I do want to say is when we get here, and remember, the old rock star al-Zakari, that was the one that he killed a bunch of times back in the day as well. They've done this before. Al-Zakari, he was the Al-Qaeda leader that just kept dying. Not like Ayman al-Zawahiri. Now, Jihadi John, he's the beheading guy videos. They have headlines. Beheading videos were entertainment. Oh, were they? Okay. So let's get into that. Here you got John McCain clearly in that picture. Okay. It's on video. They put that picture out. Mainstream news. This isn't internet. No one doctored this for CBS News to put out. And George Stephanopoulos to put out. It's real. This series of pictures is real. So McCain is there, and it seems to be from his secret trip in 2013, okay, when he went there. There's Baghdadi. There's McCain. There's Baghdadi. There's McCain. It's him. It's him. This is actually a very well done piece with good links that prove beyond a reasonable doubt. Yes, remember, Timber Sycamore was when the CIA got involved in Syria in 2012. It has nothing to do with ISIS. It has everything to do with overthrowing Assad and getting a friendly dictator and U.S. imperialist occupation, European imperialist occupation, the Anglo-American Israeli Saudi power structure dominating that region of Eurasia, period. That's what this is. And when they start rolling out more boogeymen, for the 5th time dying, they're hanging out with McCain, when they're not telling you that there's video out there that looks suspiciously like a lot of the video they're using to fearmonger, and now the beheading videos are back via TikTok, it's time to take notice. Okay? It's time to call Johnny Nonsense, a.k.a. hella bullshit. All right? They want us in Syria, Afghanistan, Iraq, Somalia, Sudan, Libya, and beyond. They want us in Iran as well. It's scary. And we can have all the talk we want, guys. All the talk, but we need action. Remember, Assange, he can barely say his name. He can barely remember his age. He can't see his lawyers. He looks and sounds terrible. And no one's coming to his aid. And it's only because of him we even know a fraction of the tragedies that are actually going on in these regions illegally. Oh, that being said, guys, I know I was on the vacay a little bit this weekend over at Bellator back to back. If you didn't know, Twitter is now actively taking a different approach to shadow banning my tweets. If you look at this thumbnail here, all right, basically what's happened is if you're not logged into Twitter and you go there, now links that I have to mainstream articles and quotes and nothing more, we're going to do a full video on this, are unavailable or just not there at all. It's like they don't exist. And that's weird because all I'm doing is reposting mainstream articles about a Irish sports star that we all know and high-level police sources. Jack Dorsey, what are we doing? This has nothing to do with politics. I'm not trying to change an election. Could it be that corporations like Disney and WME Entertainment have even more power than governments? That when their billion-dollar boy is at risk, they don't care that there's a plethora of evidence that, numerous women have been sexually assaulted by him, and one of them was badly beaten, bruised, raped, and sodomized in front of people, hospitalized for it. I guess that's political. Me too. Them too. All women. Right, Jack? Listen, you push me, I'm pushing back. Believe it. Wait till I do the full video on that. You shadow banned the wrong thing, brother. So hopefully you guys are going to help me out with that as well. Thumbs this video up. Share it with others. I don't even have the link to the GoFundMe up here. That's how I'm supporting. The link's down there. If you want to support me financially, that's the way to do it. Otherwise, spread the word. Subscribe. Become a member of the Burmese Brigade. I'll see you guys later. Love you. See you on the flip side.